Hey everybody, welcome back. Another episode of the Chad Prather Show here, Blaze TV. I'm sitting here with my buddy, Metro Jason Hernandez. There he is, folks. There he is. Look at him.
I made it.
Look how pretty. Look at that face. Just sitting there with that Studio 22 right there behind you. You've heard about the myth, the man, the legend, and there he sits right there. You've heard him off camera.
I appreciate it, although I feel like I have to defend some of the things you've said about me, whether they're good or bad.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, before we get into that, because I want you to do it, go to energyogre.com if you live in the state of Texas. If you're in a deregulated city, I want you to go to energyogre.com. Sign up for it. They're going to save you at least 60% on your power bill. You can use promo code WATCHCHAD, get you some free months in there. They won't even let you sign up. Are you on it?
I'm not yet.
Yeah, you should be.
Let's do it.
Because it'll save you. And I'm not lying. It's one of those things. It's too good to be true. It's the best thing going in the state of Texas. They're based out of Houston. Basically, this guy, the founder of Energy Ogre, he came up with this algorithm that will do something through a computer that you and I could do, but we're too lazy to do. They shop your power bill every single month. And so you might not spend a month or two or three with the same power company, and they just switch you over, and it saves you, all this money. I mean, you probably wouldn't pay more than $40-$50 a month in power. I don't know.
Well, I like saving money no matter what. So
I don't know what you're paying now, but
honestly, I don't really either.
Well, welcome to the Studio 22. We're going to start calling it the Redneck Riviera. You can see the Redneck Riviera right back there. Get it at Specs, and you can go to redneckriviera.com and get on their location finder and get some of John Rich's Redneck Riviera whiskey. They just came out with the Granny Reserve.
I saw that.
Yeah, Granny Rich, 87 years old, still working every day. Somebody got on John Rich the other day and said, as much money as you've made, why is she still working? He goes, she could have $1 billion. She's still going to work. So this is what she loves to do.
She's old school.
Mm-hmm.
They got to keep working. That's how they keep alive, keep it going.
She knows what's up. So we went on a very long road trip. We did several shows. And by the way, Jason is the co-producer of my show, Humor Me, on Blaze TV. You guys have hung out with Sean Foster and me, and of course, Jason's been here, but offset there. And we got Party Foul Steve over here in the thing. He's.
I'm hiding over here by Mark today.
Okay, you look like
I was gonna say
he's over there behind director Mark. You look like a little kid back there. You look at him. He looks like
a little scary.
Mark, you need to let him out of the.
Let me talk.
That blue light over there looks like a ventriloquist dummy over there. Why don't you, Mark?
We'll see if we can get that fixed, all right?
Yeah, Mark, you need to put your hand up his rear end, and that'd be awesome right there. Yeah. Hey, I want to tell you something. This was something that on yesterday's episode that I had a fantastic idea, and this will really, really help us. So there were people who, they're watching these 40-minute long podcast episodes. We've got them on YouTube. We've got them on Facebook, because there were so many people who didn't know how to download podcasts. You go to Apple Podcasts. You can go to Stitcher, SoundCloud. There's so many places. You can go to blazetv.com. And you can find, if you just watch the links, I'll give you the links. But I want you to go, even if you watch the podcast or listen to it on YouTube, I want you to go, still subscribe, hit subscribe. Every week it'll give you a notification when the new one's out. Just, hit play on it and let it play for 15 seconds, whatever. I don't even know what it takes to require it, but I want you to subscribe, because we are ranked, this morning, we are ranked number 156 in the world for comedy podcasts. I don't know how you get into the comedy podcast category. I guess that's just how they list you when they do it. We have been as high as 24 last year in all categories. We hovered around the 150 mark for a long, long time. I would like to get back into the all categories podcast. I want us to be in the top 200 podcasts. I think we can do it, Jason.
I think your fans can do it. With their powers combined. We will rise again.
They can fight Thanos.
There you go.
Keep him from snapping his fingers.
Do it for the better good.
Exactly. Got Brandon, who's sitting over there. Say hello on the microphone, Brandon. Yeah, Brandon is our 12-year-old commentary. He's color commentary. Who he should be in school, but he's not, because we are celebrating. We're one day past, but because of President's Day, Brandon is
America.
America. Thank you. So we got Jason sitting in here, and I want us to unpack this whole. Like, I never thought of you as a metrosexual
Until
the other day when Sean was on, and we just happened to refer to you as being metrosexual. And the thing that brought that up, like, we give Jason a hard time because, like, Jason can go out in public and talk to anybody. He's a single guy. He's perpetually professionally single. Look at him, ladies. Look at him, ladies. I mean, this is...
Hi.
We were in the van the other day coming back from Kansas, and Vince Moreno, who had opened for me for those 3 shows, was sitting in the back with Jason, and y'all did an Instagram deal, and you kissed at the camera.
He did a little slow motion
Yeah.
with it, and I gave his fans a little something extra.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, one of the bartenders there in Nashville, there on Broadway, at the stage on Broadway, one of the places where Vince's band plays a lot, she was like, "Who dis?"
Apparently, she got all a fluster. So I guess
Now,
I'll do
you're
that.
currently single, right?
Currently, yeah.
Currently,
Yeah.
Because I'm never quite sure with you. I don't know. But you're
Honestly, I'm never quite sure.
you're
either.
never quite sure
Yeah.
if you're single. Yeah. You're prolific. You remind me of me once upon a time. How old are you? You're 30?
I'm 35.
35. See,
Yeah.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt on the 30. For some reason, I know why. Your and Sean's birth dates hang on my refrigerator on a Post-it note in case I ever have to book flights.
Really? Oh, that's right.
So I
yeah,
have
yeah.
your deal. So I knew you were over 30, but but you're doing good for 35.
Well, thank you. I like I said, it's all due to my parents.
But the reason we gave you the metrosexual title was because of this item that's sitting right here.
This bad boy right here.
So this is the stuff that Sean was talking about. Y'all went to the Dallas Farmers Market, and you were telling him all about the body butter.
So yeah, I was wasting some time. Actually, Mark and we went out for an afternoon event where they had adult beverages and snacks and all that. And they have a bunch of the farmers market, vendors out there. And I like smelling the soaps and the lotions for some reason. So
I feel pretty.
I was wasting some time. I stopped by and not really expecting to get anything, and smelled this one lotion that they call Texas Cowboy Man Body Butter.
Let me see it. Give me that stuff.
And the way they described it, the best way to describe it is it just smells like brand new leather.
Now, see, I'm 46. I can't see even read that stuff. Texas Cowboy Man Body Butter. They had $15 for a tube of this stuff. Wow. I'm going to smell it.
You're going to fall for it.
Smells like
Smells
saddle
good,
soap.
but what do I do with it?
You put it on your body like lotion.
You just rub it on yourself?
Do you use lotion?
This thing is, I should probably use more. So our girl Kay that does makeup, yes, we wear makeup for these shows because we're under the lights. She's always like, "You're not hydrating your skin enough."
Oh, well,
I
don't know if I'd use it on my face
Yeah.
because it's got oils.
So Jade, my wife, she's been a Roden and Fields rep for years, and she was a rep because she was buying so much of it that finally they were like, "Look, we're just making you a rep because you might as well." And so people started buying the Roden and Fields from her. When it comes to regimens for your skin, I'm not the best person for that. Like I should drink more water. I should drink less apple juice, but I'm not gonna. And so I actually do drink a lot of water these days, but I'm bad for my skin.
Yeah.
So the other day I was looking at this deal because I get the double chin. Give me right here, Mark. See, I get the double chin. Like even doesn't matter how much.
We all get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the double chin thing. So it doesn't matter. That's my mother's genetics right there. So it doesn't matter how much weight I lose or anything. I still kind of get this double chin. Yeah. So I found this stuff that you could rub on there, and it's like a neck firmer, chin firmer.
Really?
So I found this stuff, and I bought the whole freaking regimen, Mark. I bought all of this crap. And so this big box, this tubes of creams and lotions, and I'm man enough to say I'm going to use this stuff. And so my wife was like, "Who told you about this stuff?" And I can't think of the name of it. She was like, she goes, "Who who gave you the name for this stuff? And I was like, nobody. I just saw it online because I was looking for ways to firm my neck up without surgery.
Firm necker.
Firm neck. And so I don't know.
I don't know if that's gonna firm your neck.
This won't firm your neck. This
no,
is different. This will just moisturize your skin, I guess.
Yeah, but I like the double duty of it, where it's like a nice scent. It's like almost a cologne.
Yeah.
So
go out. Steve Party Foul has to go out in the parking lot. He's going to walk across the set here. He's got to go out and get our buddy out in the parking lot. And
there goes Party Foul.
There goes Steve right there in front of.
Don't trip on anything.
Is front of invisible Herbert the deer right there, taking off outside of Studio 22. Steve doesn't even know how to shut the door. So, good Lord, like they were raising a barn.
So you enjoy the smell though?
I like it. I'm gonna put some on my skin.
Well,
it rubs the lotion on its skin,
and then now it comes off a little strong at first, but after a couple minutes, it subdues and it's like a nice little scent.
Kind of rubs into the skin. Did you get some of this, Mark? Did you get?
I did not. I was there with Jason when he discovered this, and he actually talked to the lady for about 20 minutes about it.
Yeah.
Because I ran to the bathroom, came back. He was still talking to her, but I smelled it a little bit. But I've never been a big lotion, body butter kind of guy.
Most men aren't.
Yeah, it made me feel a little weird about.
Once you try it, though,
yeah,
you'll never go back.
That's the way it is.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go back whenever that one's done.
Well, that one's going to be done here soon.
Well, it's time to go back to the farmer's market.
It definitely has a scent. It's I've never smelled a cowboy that smelled quite like that.
And then actually the weekend after, went to another event at the farmer's market.
Yeah.
And that's where we ran into Sean. Actually, I didn't know he was going to be there.
That's right.
And I was like, oh man, check this out! Just as we were about to leave, and he liked it so much, he got the beard oil that y'all talked about.
We know about the beard oil because we spent our time there sniffing his beard last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We all saw.
And then we all kind of got spoiled by the beard because while we were on the road this past week, we were we every day we would grab his beard and go to smell it. And
it was
he's
weird.
like, "No, I didn't put anything in it today." Yeah. And we could tell.
It was just y'all smelling Sean's beard.
It was just us smelling the essence of Sean is what that was. So.
But yeah,
the skin regimen. The biggest salesperson is the person who believes in the product. So, and now I got to get some cowboy body butter.
Yeah,
man body butter.
Man body butter. Yeah, the Crescent Oaks Skincare.
Yeah. Right now, some of our good friends are listening to this podcast, and they can't believe that two grown ass men are talking about.
Wait till they smell it though.
Body cream.
Because I couldn't wait to wake up the next day and put it on. It was one of those where it's like, the day's almost gone. I can't really, I'm not going anywhere. And then you're like, next day, going out, boom, body butter.
I just want to lay around in my lotiony scent. I just want to sit here in my deal. I mean, that's awesome, dude.
It's all about the moisturizer. Got to moisturize. That's how you stay looking young.
How funny is that, dude? That's great. So. Sean just came in with lunch for everybody. He went to Jimmy John's and bought a bunch of stuff. And Sean, we were just talking about your beard and how when you weren't putting the lotion in, that it just smelled like Sean. It just smelled
Which was already an adorable smell.
No, I wear cologne every day, all day.
Yeah.
I don't smell like Sean ever. I smell like cologne every day, but the beard oil it's just man now.
And then when it's on your face, I mean, you can't help but smell it all day long. It's just right under your nose and...
Oh, it smells great. I put it on today because they sent me the right one, and I put it on this morning. And I was like, "This is it. I'm complete now."
See, he couldn't wait till we got back from the trip because they had to send it to him.
Yeah, he had to go get it,
and now he enjoys it.
He had to go get it. So yeah. Well, let me tell you, your wife. You told me the other day your wife wants you to trim the beard up, right?
Oh yeah, she definitely wants it cleaner.
Yeah, your wife wants you to clean up a little bit, and you refuse.
Yeah, I want like the Chris Stapleton beard, like there's just this long and just rough
with stuff growing in it, and just
there's probably like bacon from it.
Do you know how often though? I mean, tell everybody how often I have to just wipe food out of your face.
Oh, it's every day.
Yeah,
it's every day. And my wife finds this every day. There's something stuck in there. I don't know. There might be something. Brandon, check it out.
Now Brandon's picking through his thing like a monkey, like somebody sitting in a waterfall trying to pick lice off, and
it's
but
eating out of
it's
it.
clean. It's groomed. I make sure I wash it. I soak it every day.
Yeah.
I wash it. I use the best soaps.
See that?
This is
And
the
lotions
most metrosexual
and oils.
thing I've ever been involved with in my life, and I'm not bothered by it. I don't care.
I love my beard.
Yeah.
I like that it's oil, just groomed.
Yeah.
Smell it, Brandon.
Smell it, Brandon. Get in there.
And then you've
Don't
got the
smell it.
you've got the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you've got the hair that is, I mean, beautiful, but there's a
It's
lot of it.
something.
There's a lot of it.
It's you. Like, I would be weird. Like, if you went back to the old fade where it was faded on the sides and tight and stuff, I would feel a little weird seeing you like that. I would take a little adjustment for me because I dig this.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
like
weird.
I like being in a big crowd, and if I have to find Sean, it's pretty easy
Yeah.
Is it because I'm the
because
only
it
black
just
guy?
sticks out.
Because you're the only black dude anywhere that this guy would go.
Well, no, and then one of the interesting parts was before your
Especially down in the barrio where he hangs out.
So Mike came up to me the other day at your show and was
yes,
like,
yeah.
we were in the middle of your interview, and the lady came up to me and she came out of the bathroom and she goes, "Can I touch your hair?"
That's right.
And I'm in the
That's
middle of
right.
the interview. And I'm like looking over. I'm like,
Where were we, in Kansas?
yeah,
They were in
Kansas.
Kansas.
And it's like, "Can I touch your hair for a second?" I'm looking at her. I'm looking at Jason, who's working the camera. I'm trying to focus on the answer that party foul is doing, and she's like, "Can I touch your hair?"
And I turn around right at that time. I didn't. I'm assuming he's just like looking over my shoulder as I'm filming, and then I turn around and I see this woman just with her index finger and her thumb, just like spring one of his curls. Like I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, that can't be mean. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're like, what are you gonna say? No, don't touch me. I guess I've seen people who've been like, no,
Is that like
don't touch me.
when people come up to pregnant women and like, hey, can I touch your belly?
So funny.
You gotta be careful with that.
So, that's. Let me just say, first of all, never assume a woman is pregnant.
I agree.
Never.
I agree.
I don't care if that thing's sticking straight out there, because like I've known some women who perpetually look pregnant.
You'll make that mistake once,
Yeah,
and that's it.
And I mean, they look like that's the kind of thing party foul would do.
I was just gonna.
That was the kind of thing party foul would do, and you just learn, don't do what party foul would do. If you just follow Steve Powell around long enough, you'll learn a lot of things about just things not to do. Not to do. I give Steve a hard time. Steve is responsible. Steve did virtually all the driving on this last road
He
trip.
did. He was hardcore.
And he's and you know what? Like on the last night, we were like, we were gonna go out because it was the end of the trip. We're up there in Kansas. There's snow on the ground. It's cold, and I can always trust Jason and Sean to go out and celebrate with me, even when Fowl's like, "Man, I don't feel good," or "I got to drive tomorrow," or whatever. Which is him. It's him being responsible. He knew he had to drive a long way the next day. But we had an interesting time that night, and it was one of those nights where I had to go back through the pictures. And I found things like boomerang shots of you dancing in front of the jukebox and stuff, just doing your little wiggle and stuff.
He wiggles a lot.
Yeah.
He does. Sean's a
a
wiggler.
lot of wiggle going on. But we had a blast on there because here we are. I love going to those little towns. Steve and I, we had the same thing happen with us outside of Pittsburgh. You go to these little towns, there's nothing else in these little towns to do but for people to go to these little dive bars and drink, and you meet the most interesting characters.
Oh, yeah.
You really do. Steve, never mind.
And some of the most interesting bands with some of the most interesting songs.
What was that song they were singing?
First words that came out of this guy's mouth as he was up there singing his rock / country, whatever it was, "She's got the clap."
That was a warning.
Song. She's got the clap.
And we
She's got the clap.
entered through the back.
Yeah.
We went straight through the front door, straight through that bar
yeah, it was a scene.
to the front door.
Didn't even
onto the next
stop.
place. Nope.
No, man, I told my wife, I was like, it's Jason and I walked in. Jason was leading the pack. Chad went to the restroom, so we just saw a metrosexual guy walking through the front, and then he saw my afro, and the record stopped because we were in Saline, Kansas,
Like,
and I mean,
what's this band doing over here?
It was awkward, and it just
Yeah.
stopped, and I looked at Jason and I said, I'm gonna wait by the door, wait for Chad to come out, and we're gonna walk out.
It was it. I went in the bathroom because you know how you do. You walk in the back door. There's a little deal, and the bathrooms are there. Then you get out. You're kind of coming in from behind the stage, so you walk out where everybody's at. And that's you guys had already gone in front, so everybody had stopped to look at you. You had to walk past the band. I'm in the bathroom, and I hear the song through the muffle, and I'm like, "Are they singing She Took a Crap?" Like. What? Where are we? She took a crap. She took a crap.
But honestly, is either version better than the other?
No, I know. And so I'm sitting there thinking, man, that's a great. I could write a comedy song. She's got the clap, and we were like, yeah, we're not gonna hang here. No. And I had forgotten to take a jacket, so it was 0 degrees. So there was, as Ron White says, what's the temperature? Well, there isn't one. I mean, it was 0, and we had to walk a block down the street to get to the next little dive. I mean, that's desperate to want to have some alcohol in a strange foreign town. And so, the wind's blowing, and I was nervous because they were doing construction on the streets, and like there was and I was afraid somebody's going to step in a hole.
2 inches of snow.
Yeah,
and so you were like,
I was like, don't step in a hole, but I am going to step in your footprint, so I don't step in a hole. So I was sending the black guy out first.
But it is always funny, us three walking into a bar because it sounds like the beginning of a joke.
It is. A Hispanic, a black guy, and a redneck walking into a bar. It's about the way it goes.
We always get asked, like, what band are you guys in?
Yeah.
It's like a band. That's the first thing that people comes to my mind is.
And it's always good when you got Vince with us, who is just outspoken and clearly Hispanic. I mean,
but that guy,
and then party foul.
Vince is hilarious. So like, I think it was when we were in Wichita Falls. We had gone to a venue and, we got a drink and just, as guys do a lap around.
Whoa.
Was that high school night at the bar?
It was college night at the bar.
Like it.
Yeah,
it was college night at that bar.
And so, Vince has no filter. And I mean, he will talk to anybody himself and just balls to the wall. I mean, we wouldn't get more than 2 steps before he was just like, throwing his finger at some, hey, what's up? Hey, great job. I love what you're wearing, blah. And it just like kept moving. Like everything. I mean, someone
Everything's
knew
a joke to Vince. Everything's a constant joke. He was talking to somebody who was in one of the restaurants. Some guy walked up and was sitting there and he was like, oh, yeah. He goes, that's your wife over there? He's like, yeah, she's a great kisser. He's funny, dude. He is funny.
He's on.
Yeah, he's a lot. But no, we went in there and fired up the jukebox and played.
Yeah, that got all of the 5 other people here.
All 5 other people
fired up, ready to
the
dance.
Lady from back at the pool table, she comes walking up and she goes, "Are you the one that played the stuff on the jukebox?" I love your choice of music on the jukebox. Like,
serious. And then she put her cigarette out.
You should try to sing along. Ebony and Ivory. Yeah, it was an adventure. That's why we shoot the show on the road. Humor me. I mean, we get the best stuff doesn't get gotten.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, there's
what are you gonna do?
Places that you go that you can't take cameras just because
it's illegal.
Our stuff's very spur of the moment.
So I did Trigger to Bows in the Wichita Falls Walmart. I put the mullet wig on. I put the sunglasses on. I put the hat on, the gold teeth, and the whole thing. And I had gone in and I bought. I was like looking for the ugliest shirt I could find, and I found that AC/DC. And trust me, Walmart has some ugly shirts. And so I bought a pair of scissors, came out, cut it all up, sliced it down the sides. And our thing was, well, we are not the type who are going to go get permission to shoot. We're just going to go in there until they kick us out.
Guerrilla
and I think we
style.
made it about 45 minutes before security threw us out.
I mean, we got enough footage.
Oh, we got the show.
We got what we needed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun walking around and. It was a big group of us that if we were trying to stay quiet, we weren't quiet.
Well, anybody that's seen the Trigger to Bows character and the getting triggered segments,
your cousin Trigger,
my cousin Trigger, anybody who's seen that knows what he looks like with the gold tooth. And there were people in that Walmart, Mark. There were people in that Walmart that looked exactly the same.
It was Trigger's family. Trigger's real family.
I know there were like people walking through, and I was like, "Boy, that's some good looking hair you wearing right there now. That's some." And I'm telling you, people were looking at me like, you're just another dude. They just couldn't figure out why there was a GoPro on the end of the shopping cart. And while we were going through there, and the camera guys were following me, and Steve Powell made sure to stay, 2 rows away at all time because he was afraid he was going to jail. And I'm trying to talk to people. I'm like, girl, that's some bright colored shoes you wearing. Let me look at them things. And they just taking off.
I talked to security. He could not tell me what Walmart's policy was about videoing. He told me there was one, but he didn't know what it was.
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun doing that. I mean, obviously I love taking the characters in places and doing those.
Well, Trigger's always a fun character. All of your characters are fun, but
yeah,
like you said in one of the other podcasts was the fact that so many people that follow you kind of think it's real.
They think it's real.
They think it's real, and it's hilarious going through the comments.
Yeah.
And it's like, people, do you know Chad Prather?
Well, I've done the characters over the years, and people used to hate Trigger. They were like, "No, this is horrible. You're making fun of Southern people." And I'm like, "No, I'm making fun of a certain sort of Southern people. Like, I grew up with these people. I understand the right. I've told you, my family tree is a brush pile. I got a right to make fun of these folks.
You paid your dues in a sense.
I'm telling you. So I've earned it. And then you go out there, but you go out there and take it out in public is great. But I've got so many people who they sent me messages yesterday saying, well, we don't like that Harold Swindle character or whatever his name is. We want you to go back to doing the cousin character. And I'm like, they used to hate Trigger, so they just got to get used to it.
Yeah, they'll grow on them. I think so.
They hate Harold.
There's gonna be a lot more Harold.
There's gonna be a lot more Harold.
Harold's
My mother
out there.
hates Harold.
Harold trying to preach and make some dollar bills, y'all.
Making dollar bills. So we have a number set up for the church. It's the church voicemail, and we tell you to make the call. We put the number right there on the screen, and it goes to a real number. And it goes to you can call them, you can talk to them.
Call it up.
And we had 50 voicemails?
Yeah, we had 50 voicemails.
50 voicemails yesterday alone on that.
I can't wait to download it.
Oh, I can't wait to hear them.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
It might be a little offensive, but we're gonna do some work with it.
It's not offensive.
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
Oh,
so Jason is the one. If you watch the Trigger segments, if you watch the Swindle segments, Jason's the one who does the edits on those, and you do a phenomenal job. When I saw that dove flying, and it had that hawk squawk. Oh, man, I can't watch it enough. I just want to fall out,
And it just starts out like that, too.
Yeah. And our producer for Humor Me, he called me and he said, you can't make fun of Jesus. You don't need to make fun of, the Holy Spirit stuff because that's going to cross the lines. And I said, well, we didn't. Yeah. I said, we made fun of those who were making a mockery out of things. So I said that, and he goes, no, I get what you did. And he said, you did it. It's just a fine line. And I said, I guess.
Yeah, but that's also, like you said, comedy.
It's comedy.
That's kind of what comedy is.
One of my favorite comments yesterday is a lady said, "You're treading on thin waters," and I was like, "How can water be thin
waters?"
I don't know what that means.
You're walking a tight fence. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Hey, McFly. So we that's the thing. I mean, what one of us can't come up with, the other one can. So we just sit around dreaming up ideas of, okay, well, what if we threw this against the wall? I bet it would stick. And we still have all these characters we want to try, that we want to do. And I love the idea that we had for Party Foul that we developed on the road.
I'm working on it.
Are you going to do it?
I've got a couple of them.
That's going to be offensive. That's
really
going to be
offensive.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
We're going to see how effeminate we can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find some good yoga pants and.
We can do it.
My gosh. Party Foul Steve, put him in yoga pants. You do it.
You got to buy them.
You do it, wouldn't you?
You got to go try them on, though.
I'll buy 'em.
You got to go test out the yoga pants.
As long as we had an academy to do it.
So let me tell you. So when I was in the 10th grade in high school, I played baseball. I mean, I was known as being I was an underclassman still, but I was known as being an athlete. And so I was involved with an organization called Young Life. Young Life's a Christian organization that kind of does, they do retreats and stuff for kids, and they have a weekly meeting and all this stuff. It was a pretty big deal where I grew up. And so they used to have these funny skits, and sometimes were kind of irreverent. And they had this idea where they were going to have a dating game one night. and they asked me, they said, so they were going to have 3 boys and 3 girls based on the old game show. And then the couple that won, they were going to send them out on a date. They were going to put them in a limousine. They were going to send them out to a nice restaurant, to the movie. But one of the things was every time they pulled up, there would be an entourage. Like there would be Secret Service people with the things in their ear, and they'd be talking in the deal. And so they got these big guys, to be in suits to do their thing. And then there was, so it's real official, they'd get escorted into a 5-star restaurant, then they got escorted into the movies, and then they were going to go on like this plane ride around. So everywhere they went, it was a very public place. And so it was very official with the limousine. The only catch was they got me to be what they called the Dew Fairy. The Dew Fairy wore red leotards and white sneakers and a big tutu, a big pink tutu, and a red tank top and a red hat, and I ran around throwing glitter and had a wand, right? And so everything was dead serious except for the Dew Fairy. And I was like, I don't know about doing that. And they were like, look, everybody knows you're a dude. I mean, they know who you are. They know you're an athlete. And so I was like, my penchant for attention, I did it.
Of course.
I did it. And so there it is right there, my 10th grade yearbook. We should have that picture where we could pull it up. But my 10th grade yearbook, I'll bring that in. There's a picture of me dancing around outside of Calvert's Restaurant in Augusta, Georgia, just across the street from the Augusta National Golf Club. There I am, dressed as the Dew Fairy. Yeah.
Not at all.
So get ready, party foul.
Is that going to come?
What if we made him like not just effeminate, but like super redneck, like he was like effeminate but still wanted to go kill deer. Like he wanted to kill Silent Herbert back there.
I think we'll just make him to where we can't tell. Once again, he's gonna be walking on thin water. Is what it is.
Walk on thin water.
And you're not gonna know exactly.
Hey, did you check out his hat today?
He's wearing the Rendon meats. That's funny. I thought he still had the
He's
yee
been
hat
slaughtered at Rendon.
I never know what hat he's going to be wearing. He had the. If you go to Rendon Meats, they're in. Is that Fort Worth or Burleson?
That's actually
Rendon Road,
Rendon, Texas.
Rendon, Texas. Rendon it's 1187 at Rendon Road. We go in there. We buy. That's where we do our keto meat from. We get all of our bacon in there. We get all of our steak and meat. They're great meat cutters. But if you go in there during deer season, they'll have 100 deer lined up in the back that they're processing. They're just
Sean's
deer
a big
piled
fan
up.
Sean's a big fan of that.
I'm staying away from deer meat right now. You hear that zombie thing that's happening to all these deers?
No, what?
I've heard something about it.
I think there's a disease that is turning in deer into zombies. Like they just get sick and weird. And
Don't freak me out, Sean.
It's called Trump derangement syndrome.
No, there really is. I'll pull up the story, but there really is a story. There
It's a different kind of deer.
There's a disease where deer turn into zombies, like zombie-like creatures, effects. So they're saying that it's going to be able to spread to humans. It's
Wow.
a scare tactic.
It's fake news by PETA.
I'm not eating venison for a while now because of it.
The only way you can overcome it is just build up your immune system to the deer
And
by eating venison.
Tolerance.
Eating venison.
I'm good.
So Herbert the Silent Deer has on Rendon Meats hat. That's cool, Steve. You surprised me with that one.
Yeah.
I looked back earlier. I thought it was a yee hat.
It was earlier.
That's funny.
Yesterday it was yee.
You never know. Now you're going to be checking every day.
I know. I never know what's going to change around Studio 22.
Soon it's going to be a pink hat, a pink beanie.
Oh yeah, we'll bring a vagina hat in here. Brandon, what you got?
I think he needs to wear a "Make America Great Again" hat.
Yeah, He's already been shot once, Brandon. We don't have to get him out there again. My gosh, look at that deer. He's still got the look on his face
Still
when
shocked.
he got hit. Yeah, he's still in shock. Yeah, Sean, you can bring him your MAGA hat.
Yeah.
How about that? I know you got one laying
I have
around.
one laying around. After Kanye wore it, I said to myself, you know what? If Kanye can get away with it, I can get away with it.
To bring it full circle, then he'd be wearing a yee hat. And there you go. See how I brought that
wow.
around? Went from a yee to a yee hat. Boom. That's how my brain works, boys. I'm a genius. How you like me now?
Yay.
Can we capitalize on that?
Exactly.
Can we make that?
Yeah.
All right.
At yee. So, anyway, let's go back to talking about your metrosexuality. Did you hear about? We talked about this on yesterday's episode. It's so good that now that my wife is out of the room, she's gone. She was on this episode and she had her opinion. But the kid that says if they build even 1 mile of this wall between America and Mexico, he's cutting his penis off publicly. Gonna cut his penis off.
Is it a White guy? Not that it matters, but
I'm thinking Jewish
He
because his last name is Ginsburg. That's why.
Greenberger.
So is it Greenberg? It's
It's
Greenberg.
Greenberg.
So California freshman. He's at the University of California to cut off penis if Donald Trump builds.
wait,
wall.
he works at a university?
No, he's a freshman. He's a freshman.
He's a student.
Yes.
Okay.
University of California freshman Seth Greenberg, which is why. Who was it? Sean, you had the idea maybe he's just going to get a circumcision. No, his name's
his bris.
Greenberg. He's
Yeah.
been circumcised.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe he has a
No.
late bris. Maybe he got a
No.
late one. Maybe just his parents just didn't think about it getting it done at
Nope.
the tender age of
Unless your name
2
is
months.
Isaac.
Wait, are
no
we talking?
Jew has waited that long to get a circumcision. No way.
Is he talking just a tip or?
That's what I'm
No,
assuming.
he's
Like-
going to cut his penis off.
Just
Oh.
the tip.
So he said, he says,
That
and I
tickled
quote,
party
I'm
foul.
so confident that Trump is full of that I will cut my d off publicly if he adds even a mile of new wall. He said that in an interview while he was protesting prayer in public school.
Does it have to be just Trump? Like, could we put in to just build a mile of a wall and?
Look, I'll pay for that mile just to watch this
see
kid
this guy.
self-mutilate. I'll really do this, he said. I feel that if he does actually build any of the wall, me removing my penis publicly will bring worldwide attention to the injustice being inflicted against the Mexican people.
Well, the truth of it is he should be tearing down a mile of wall if he wanted his message to get out.
Well, Beto
of-
O'Rourke says he wants it all gone. He would tear down the wall in El Paso.
Now,
Right.
Beto,
Okay.
you talk about cultural appropriation. As a Latino, how do you have a name like Beto? O'Rourke.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, LatinLive.com actually carried that. Latin Live, speaking of Beto.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't. Well,
Hey,
see, I refuse to call him Beto. Honestly, he's Robert Francis to me.
yes.
So,
well,
yes,
and as he should be.
yeah, he was an Irish
He
Mexican.
can call himself whatever he wants, I guess, but to force us to.
I don't believe in
I
cultural
don't know. We live in crazy
appropriation.
times, boys. We live in crazy times.
And the fact that we're a melting pot, we share cultures from all over the world right here. We ought to be able to use whatever we want, whenever we want.
Just got to keep on keeping on. You know how it is.
I want to be Irish. I'm going to drink Irish whiskey.
The only-
I'm black. I'm black.
There you go. You got some black culture. You like. But never mind. I'm not going to go there. You
He-
eat a lot
he's
of
Black
fried chicken,
Chad.
though.
He's
I
Black
use a lot of
Chad.
spray tan. What, Brandon?
He's Black Chad. There's
Black
a white
Chad,
Chad and a Black
yeah.
Chad.
I
think the only thing he's gonna get out of cutting his penis off is yee
Yeah, he's going to scream yee yee.
yee. Yeah.
Brandon, Brandon, you are never allowed to cut your penis off. Okay.
I don't
Listen,
think
you
I
don't
want
have
to.
much of one now, but when the time comes, you're not allowed to cut your penis off.
Just hearing,
Okay.
just thinking of like, he's so serious about it. It hurts me just thinking.
It
like,
should
oh
hurt
my
you. It's
God.
your manhood. It's your manhood. This guy's not talking about denuding himself. He's talking about, which tells me he's never used it. He has no idea what it's for, and he probably has no chance of ever using it. So cut it off, my friend. Make your political statement and go forward. The problem is he'll probably be like, what's that guy that was Dr. McDreamy? It was the nerd in the teen movies, but then all of a sudden he became pretty after a little bit of surgery.
Yeah, McLovin.
McLovin.
Guy?
And
Yeah, I
then
don't
this
know.
guy will grow up and be a really pretty man, and he won't have a penis, and that's it.
Maybe you need to start him on some body butter.
He needs body butter.
There you go. That's
He
all I'm
needs
saying.
the dadgum body butter.
We need John Wayne Bobbitt to come out of,
gonna say.
out of hiding and
Now-
be like, this
It's not what it's all cut out to be.
I mean,
Now-
he made a porn after that, but
But
he still needs to come out and say, "Hey, kid."
After this conversation, there's going to be people calling Harold Swindle's number to get prayer. They're going to be like, you know what? We hated you yesterday, but now, Reverend Swindle, we believe you're the only hope. You're the only hope.
Reverend Swindle, you're
I need my prayer cloth to rub it on with body butter. Rub my body butter on with that cloth, that anointed.
only $500.
Now, I had a lady who sent me a long message yesterday who said, you know, you shouldn't make fun of that. Remember in the New Testament, they if they touched, they were, of course, making fun of our prayer cloth, our anointing cloth, you know, whatever. That said that people said that when they touched the hem of the garment from the Apostle Paul, it was anointed and they were healed and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, yeah, but he wasn't raising money for a $65 million jet. That was a big difference. Big difference.
They didn't have jets back then.
Yeah, well, you know, he went trying to get a bigger horse. I
It's a
mean,
bigger
you know.
stone temple.
Yeah.
All that stuff just kind of went over all their head. It still amazes me.
Well, what happens is you get so look, and I respect reverence. I respect that reverent, you know, thing for what you believe in and all that. And I certainly don't speak against that. But it's real easy to confuse the things that matter. What should be revered versus what is still, like we call them reverends. Why should a man be revered? He shouldn't be. He's just a man, but we call him reverend. Why? What's reverend about them? Nothing. Okay, so you respect them and you look at them as being God's man who has spiritual authority in your life, and you're submitting to that. But there's nothing reverend about that person. He's still a man.
Well, now you're going to catch flack for saying that.
Sure, I will, of course, but I can defend it. I mean, tell me anywhere in Scripture where somebody's supposed to be revered like that. They're not.
That's our preacher, and he does good work. Leave him alone.
You leave that preacher alone. He does a good work, man. I tell you what. All you got to do is talk Trigger to Bose. He tell you how good the preacher does. Preacher tell you. I love my preacher.
Trigger's a big fan of Reverend Swindle.
Yeah, he goes to that church.
Yeah.
But that's my thing is respect the position. You don't have to idolize the man, and that's where we've seen a ton of abuse. But we need somebody to pray for this Greenberg kid because he's going to cut his dick off.
Yeah.
Just once.
I'm sorry. People get mad at me, man, but I get mad too. So whatever.
Did he make that decision, you think, soberly? Like,
he was at a prayer protest for protesting praying in public schools. I mean, I don't know of anybody that is praying in public schools. So what is there still to protest on that? Do you guys follow the Babylon Bee at all?
Yeah.
Are you familiar at all with that? Their headlines.
They're like the religious onion.
Religious onion, yeah. The onion for Christianity. Mm-hmm. It's like this morning's headline says, praise and worship pastor says we're going to sing that chorus one more time, just 17 more times. And trust me, if you spend any time in church, that is the truth.
How dare they say that? Mm-hmm. Blasphemy.
The Babylon Bee, man, they're hilarious. But no, we used to call those 7-11 songs. There's 7 lines, you sing 11 times. That's you
get towards the end of that one verse, and you're like, I think it's over. And, it's starting back up again.
No, I got to do it again. You got to get it revved up again. And church is a funny thing, man. This guy was sending me this deal about, this. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. The another message that I got. This guy was going after me about, making fun of tithing and all that stuff. And I said, if that's your idea of tithing, he said, you're using my Bible to make fun of tithing. I was like, well, I didn't read anything from the Bible. I was just holding one. And I said, if that's your idea of tithing, then you need to read your Bible better.
Yeah.
And he came back with something else. And I said, dude, you got a lot of sacred cows that would probably make delicious hamburgers. You really held on tight to some of these things. I'm telling you, man, I'm not into the sacred cow thing. So, a lot of things we glorify that, So that's my deal. I just like poking fun at it. And if it pokes the bear a little bit and makes people mad, I just want it, as long as it makes you think,
Start a conversation.
Some
arguments.
Well, this one lady who really blasted me in private, I responded to her deal. Well, then she decided to put it also out in public, the exact same thing, copy and paste. And then 200 comments later, her day was ruined because people had just jumped all over her. I mean, with both feet. And if you really want to waste a day, comment on my Facebook post and something. It gets
the joy of social media. Everybody has something to say.
So anyway, this lady was she was like, "Why are y'all attacking me?" And they were like, "She's like, this was my communication to just Chad." I'm like, nah, I didn't say anything. She's like, I was like, you already sent it to me privately. Yeah. And they were like, no, you put this on a public forum. You're getting it. And they gave it to her, man. And then a little while later, she was like, and here she was defending her Bible and Jesus and all that. Well, y'all can just eat shit.
Taking my ball and going home.
I was like, well, that fell apart real fast. I think that went downhill.
Bless her heart.
I mean, forget laughing at the TV preacher. I mean, y'all can just eat it.
Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to have Reverend Swindle read hate mail or something.
We do. Reverend Swindle needs to get mean tweets.
That would be quite interesting.
account for Reverend Swindle, as a matter of fact.
Oh, we're
Oh.
going to do a lot of things. We're going to have YouTube for Reverend Swindle. We're going to have a, my mom, I won't talk about her, but she's, bless her heart.
She's
like,
still mad at
why
you.
would you even do that? She's like, you've been so successful in so many things. Why would you make people mad with that? I'm like, Mom, I've never posted anything that didn't make somebody mad. Everybody gets mad.
Every episode we've had a negative comment, no matter what it's been.
Of course. No matter what I've done. I can tell people Jesus loves them and they're going to get pissed off. Quit praying to fairy tale gods.
Yeah.
What you got, Brandon?
I like cows. How dare you talk about my cows like that? I'm offended.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And we've said this. So your mother, if she was sitting here, your mother would say the same thing. If you take a picture that you just adopted an old dog, they'd want to know why you didn't adopt a young dog. If you got a dog
Exactly.
altogether, people would be pissed off you didn't get a cat. So,
You got a purebred.
yeah, well, how dare you get a purebred? Don't you know those are breeding mills and they're just cruel to the animals and all these things? Why didn't you adopt a mutt that's going to, tear your fence down? We have adoptees.
Tear your fence down.
Yeah, my
Does that go along with tight fence that he was talking about earlier?
no.
Walking that tight.
Give the
fence.
microphone back. Give the microphone back right now. You give it away. Yeah. So it was a good callback, Brandon. Our cheapest dog has caused the most damage. $40 for June. $40 is what we spent for June.
Good old June.
She's cost me $30,000.
30 grand
30 grand.
on
Everything.
everything.
On blinds
Multiple
in the kitchen.
fences, blinds, floors, new floors that we've had
Top
to
of
put in.
couches or something?
Just you name
She likes
it.
chilling on top of the couch.
The invisible fences, the collars that she winds up breaking and going through. We've had probably 10 of those, so that's $1,000 at $100.
But she's a
each.
sweetheart. She's a love bug.
You can have her.
That's why I
You can
have
her.
purebred
She's
dogs.
cost me $30,000.
That's why I have purebreds. I'm not getting a mutt. I'm sorry.
Dogs are expensive things.
You
Yeah,
talk
pit
about me.
bulls.
Sean is bougie.
Sean is bougie.
Sean is bougie. Y'all
What kind of
call me
dogs you
Metro,
got,
but
Sean?
Sean is bougie.
I have 2 Shiba Inus,
Two, not one.
and I bought them from a store in Manhattan. Yes, I paid for them.
Your dogs.
Yes.
You bought your dogs in Manhattan.
Yeah. But I knew the guy that worked in the store, so I got the same rate as they got from the breeder, which came from somewhere in the middle of America, which was probably a puppy mill. But I love my dogs. Biscuit and Lola.
They're
great
cute dogs.
Now,
They
you
are-
met
they
your
are.
wife. You told us an interesting story the other day in that you met your wife. I won't say how. That's up to you.
I met her on Tinder.
Okay.
I swiped
all right.
right.
He
She swiped right.
He met his wife, and I gave him a hard time. I said, you were a heathen and you slept with her on the first date. And you're like, no, I didn't.
No.
But she thought so.
She thought so. We went out the day after Valentine's Day. It was February 15th, and we went for brunch, and we had a good time. The day was going by great, and I was like, "Hey, how about we catch a movie? Let's just keep the date going. It's fun. I'm learning about you. You're
Yeah.
learning about me." So I said, "Before we go to movies, do you want to come back with me to my apartment so I could walk my dogs?"
Mm-hmm. What a line.
Sounds like a line.
That's
And
a
If
line.
I was
said-
a female.
She said no, and I said, "I have 2 dogs. I love my dogs. They're adorable."
They're weenie dogs, but
No,
what
they're
else?
not weenie dogs. They're Japanese. They're bougie dogs. So I said, "Hey, do you want to come back with me to my place so I can walk my dogs real quick and then we'll just go after?" She says, "No, I'll just meet you at the movie theater." I'm like, it's weird. Why don't you just come with me? So anyway, we went and I went to my place. I walked my dogs. I went to the movie theater and she was there. She goes, "I thought you weren't coming." And I said, "Why not?" She goes, "Well, I thought you were trying to get me to your house so you could sleep with me." And I'm like, I wanted to walk my dogs. Like, what kind of guy wants to say, "Hey, come walk my dogs"? And
A guy that you meet on Tinder.
A lot of guys that you
Especially one you meet on Tinder.
A lot of guys that you meet on Tinder.
no, the guys you meet on Tinder, the guys that do that are the guys you're not meeting on Tinder, because those are guys that are showing penis pictures and stuff. I wanted to walk my dogs.
So you've never showed your penis on Tinder?
No.
Party foul.
Party
Do we need to
foul.
talk about something here?
His mind is
Mark, how are we
blown.
doing on
If
time?
you don't
How are we
sleep with
good?
me on the
How are we
first date,
doing?
there's probably not going to be a second one.
How are we doing on time, Mark?
You talking about?
50 minutes.
50
Okay, we got to
minutes.
wind this one down. So we're gonna avoid Party Foul online.
Yep.
We're gonna go to the Dallas Farmers Market. We're gonna get more cowboy Texas cowboy man body butter, and Sean has a new nickname, Bougie Sean.
Bougie Sean.
How did I
Bougie
get Bougie
Sean.
Sean?
Yeah, you're Bougie
You're
Sean
dog-
from
you're
this day
Bougie dog.
forward.
He just said he was just talking about what is it you're drinking to cleanse. He's going through a cleanse right now because he.
Oh, he's doing the milk thistle.
I just had some milk thistle. That's not bougie. It's
And then you said
healthy.
you were going to go through a juicing cleanse.
That was party foul. I'm not juicing anything.
I am. I bought
got
a
a couple.
juicer.
I'm not. you're going back to school. I'm not bougie.
So we got Metro Jason, Bougie Sean, and Party Foul Steve.
Dirty Party Foul Steve.
Bougie Sean. That's a great nickname for you. Come here, Bougie. Somebody's going to get pissed off in public. They're going to be like, why are you calling that black man Bougie?
That's
Come here, Bougie.
That's
Come here,
BS.
Bougie. That's like a dog's name.
Can I touch your hair?
Can I touch your hair? Take you back to Kansas. You'll get felt up. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Listen, folks. If they build a mile of wall, don't cut your genitals off, okay? That's just a rule of thumb, and that's a takeaway from this deal. It's okay if you're a man, you want to be a metrosexual, that's fine. Just make sure you use high-quality items that you picked up at the Dallas Farmers Market and take your lessons from Bougie Sean. You don't sleep with somebody on the first date, even if you are on Tinder. And Party Foul Steve, don't say a word, okay? I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Check it out, energyogre.com. Use promo code WATCHCHAD. Check us out on the road. We're going to be in Seattle, Washington, basically Everett, Washington on March 2nd, and then Ramona, California on the 14th and the 15th. That's right outside of San Diego, just up into the mountains. You can get your tickets at watchchad.com. Come check us out. Hang out with us. You can follow me on Twitter at WatchChad, and don't forget to subscribe to theblazetv.com. Just go to blazetv.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad or CPS. They will not come take your children away if you use that promo code, okay? So go do it. Check it out. Watch Humor Me on Blaze TV, coming out every Wednesday night. And, of course, we're coming to you 4 times a week right here on the Chad Prather Show. Go and subscribe. Even if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, just go to the podcast and subscribe. I love y'all. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.